I'm going to give you the exact 5-step process broken down into simple steps that any brand can implement. Whether you're just starting or looking to scale your brand, or you're already a big player on TikTok Shop using AI. So number one is choosing an AI platform, and these are just websites that you can just use, which I'll show you examples of later. Step two is designing your AI creator that can speak to your target audience. Step three is generating content and also finding what works for your brand. And step four is automating and scaling, making sure you're able to do this at a repeatable level. And then step five is optimizing. So step number one, choosing an AI platform. So I personally use Sora and a lot of ARC ads. But if you were to use others as well, Captions AI is good, Hydra, Synthesia is pretty decent as well as the platforms. But if you know better platforms that you personally just like on your own, just feel free to choose those instead. But there is a big difference when you're using these platforms. You have to think there are platforms where you can create actual characters, just they're basically image generated characters, and then you add a lip sync function. So that platform allows you to lip sync that image, right? To make it look like it's alive, right? Versus preset models where these platforms are built to create these avatars, right? And these would be Captions AI, ARC ads, stuff like that. But me, what I also do is just go to ChatGPT, create an avatar, and then I use platforms to lip sync that character to make sure that we're always creating fully generated avatars that look hyper realistic, never worrying if we're gonna have legal issues or getting taken down from our social media platforms. So each platform has their own pros and cons, right? Like we've mentioned, some are better preset models, some they have the great lip sync, but you need to generate the avatar from a different platform. So step number two, it's designing your AI creator. So number one thing is you have to think when you're making the avatar for your brand, you have to align the avatar's appearance, the gender, skin tone, hair color, voice with your brand's target audience. I suggest using this software called Enhancor to make the image look more realistic. What do I mean when we're saying the appearance, right? Let me show you this template that I use. So this is on Google Docs. All I did was go into ChatGPT and ask for the name, age, gender, occupation, location, income level, and just like the prompt of what we would want to have, just to give, let's say, ChatGPT and Sora to know what type of avatar does I want to create. And how I do this is by going to ChatGPT, giving in this prompt, right? Giving the details for the brand, and then I make sure that I get an image. So if I already have a video online, or I see that there's already someone that looks like the perfect match for the brand, I would screenshot that person, put it in here, and then ask it to describe it and fill in these information here. So what it came up with was Sophia Kim, 29, and the gender was she's a female and she's a beauty blogger, etc. You can read it. Then you basically ask for a prompt to generate this at a very, very great quality. So once we have this prompt ready, we're basically prepared to just put this into ChatGPT or any image generation software that can create really good AI avatars, and just paste it. So once you have that, you already have a avatar that is very close to, that speaks directly to your target audience. So if you don't have a screenshot, you can introduce your product. Introduce like who would this be good for, etc. It would give you an age, and you could just ask for a prompt. Basically give the name, age, gender, occupation, income level, and also the prompt to generate that image based off of your brand and your product and who it's for. So using ChatGPT, you're able to come up with this brand avatar and you're just good to go. Now, picking your voice, right? The important thing is if you don't have a voice just ready in hand or whatever, let's say you do. If you have a voice in hand already, what you can do is either use voice changer, throw that file in, and it could swap it, right? But again, if you want a voice to just be added onto a script that you're going to write, then you use voices here. So what you're gonna do is we can do an instant voice clone, so it can be your voice. It could be someone else's voice. It could be someone from YouTube that you think would be a great fit for it, right? But if not, you could go here into the library, and there's already a ton of voices that's available to you, and a ton of them are great. So the best ones would be usually the ones with the check marks, right? And we want to make sure that we have them sound as close and alike to the AI avatar. We don't want it to be something, if it's a 50-year-old woman, she has a very high-pitched voice and whatnot, right? So you can use these, and you can definitely search for different types of voices, and you can go to the top picks. Definitely just find what's definitely the ones that's popping off right now. But what we personally do is we use the voices here, right? We can look through it one by one if we have to, or we can add we add new voices, right? That's why we already have a library. We train it on voices that we think would be the best fit for the avatar, just so everything is hyper personalized. Another way is go into voice changer. You throw in that script, that audio recording already of someone, train it, and then have that person come out, adjust the voice a little bit, and then use that as a template for the voice if you don't have anyone else to speak, if you want to use your voice or whatever. So there's just different steps for it, and that's one way of doing it. All right, so keeping the design simple, that's the number one thing. When you're designing these AI creators, you don't want it to be don't be hyper specific. Like, you don't need to make everything perfect. So what I would suggest doing is go into ChatGPT or Sora, right? So here's an example of what we've already made. And over here, if you can see, the lady, her skin's glass perfect. Like, this honestly is just too perfect. It's obvious it's AI, right? So I would just have this image and be like, cool, it fits the description of what the prompt was given. And I'm gonna generate a couple times. So if you look through here, I've generated a couple of times until we got an output that we liked. We did say also, hey, add wrinkles, all that stuff. But there is just that weird AI effect that makes it look fake, right? And the only way is by adjusting the skin. So I use this platform called Enhancor. It's basically this software and tool that allows you to just turn this image right here. This is completely AI. They're able to add all of these details and features. So if you look at it here, it's a huge difference, right? Like, this AI, and this just adds that level of realism, that texture. So once you get in here, it's very simple. Just throw in the image and it will automatically do it for you. You can toggle the settings a little bit, but I don't ever touch it. It turns out great. But from my experience, what I would do is just try to keep it as clear. If the AI generation comes out clear already on ChatGPT, use that. Don't ever use blurry images, because blurry images, it messes up with the AI and it would make the entire thing, basically you'd have a blurry face. So the platforms mentioned already do most of the job really, really well. So if you feel like you don't need Enhancor, you don't need to adjust all of these things, you don't need the prompts, whatever, do it as you wish, especially if you want to use a already preset avatar. All right, so step number 3, this is the most important part. Finding and generating content that actually gets you sales, and also at a very consistent level. We're talking about consistent sales and virality here. So on TikTok Shop, we want to leverage this as much as possible, and this is sauce. So number 1 is finding viral TikTok videos in your niche with simple structures and strong engagement. So when I'm saying you're trying to find viral videos, what you can do, and this is what I personally use, is Calodata. There's also Fastmoss, but these are all paid subscriptions. I believe Calodata is $97 a month. So with TikTok Studio, we're able to schedule posts, which is so good on the PC or on the device, whatever works. But with this allows us to just focus on creating the content and also just posting automatically by scheduling it. So if you don't want to be using expensive spy tools, our team has created a viral spreadsheet that basically scrapes data every single day on the best performing TikTok Shop accounts. This will basically allow you to see what's going viral first. Because Calodata and Fastmoss, the thing is, they're great with all these analytics and tools, but sometimes it takes a while for it to really update. But this one, with our tool here, we're able to scrape data from it every single day. So with this, it's a really great way to see what's working and very quickly see the engagement and all of these stuff. So if you want this viral spreadsheet, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll send it over to you. So on Calodata, what I usually do is find existing AI videos. If there's none, what I would do is just find videos that I can replicate using AI. So to give you an example, what's really cooking right now is these AI podcast videos. So Here's an example.
Orinas mucho, traes la próstata inflamada, siempre te haces pipí en los pantalones, traes la próstata inflamada, ya no se te para como...
Right, so that's already a viral one. And what's good about Calidata is that you can export the script and you can copy paste this instantly. So I would just spend a good 10-15 minutes finding a video that resonates with the brand or a script that's really good for the product, saving it on my notes app, and basically just have that on the side. And once I'm done, I'm gonna pick the best one and then apply that, adjusting the script, all that stuff. So that's one of the styles, and I would continue finding others that's either using AI or actual UGC creators. Then I would just try to adjust them using, replicate them using AI. So once we have that ready, we have the script, we have at least 3. I would study the angle and write 3 to 5 new hooks or variations based on it. One winning script, and we want to have 3 different hook variations just so we can test it across our AI podcast videos, right? It's very simple. We just got a split test, same concept on how ads work. So create your own version by recording or AI generating the video using the new hook. So when we're saying recording yourself, it's the one I mentioned earlier, which is your voice, clone it onto 11 Labs, or you can use 11 Labs to create the voice yourself, or just use whatever's there already. Then what we're going to do is post 10 to 20 videos per day to maximize reach and test different variations. So 10 to 20 videos per day sounds pretty crazy, but with the right setup and with you just committing time and your brand and having a team, 10 to 20 is very, very doable, especially creating AI podcast videos, all of these things. With the right setup, it is 100% doable in just a matter of few hours. So doing this is definitely possible. You just need to make sure that you have all the servers ready and you have someone full-time handling this, and making sure you have this constant production of content that you can A/B test just like ads on a day-to-day basis that allows you to really see what's working or not. And also with the volume that you have a higher chance of going viral and creating more sales for your product. So if you have a team but you don't have the right infrastructure, we run a 100% done for you agency that uses this exact same model I'm showing in the video. We basically do 100% AI content that converts on TikTok Shop. So we've generated over 750K in revenue that we've done on TikTok Shop alone using purely AI content. So we have all of these principles on our website that you can check out on your own, and click the link below to see if you're a good fit. Step number 4, it's consistently generating those videos per day, every day. So when you're saying generate, if you don't have the right infrastructure, it would be a lot of you manually just creating the videos yourself. But as time goes on, it becomes very, very simple to do. And with AI nowadays, it gets much quicker. Although there are issues with servers and there are issues with latency and queuing, but with that, a day-to-day doable volume would be 5 to 10 variations for these AI videos. So the reason why we want to test it at volume is because we have more surface area. With more surface area, this allows us to hit at a higher rate compared to just posting 1 to 2 times a day. So if you still believe the myth, posting 1 or 2 or 3 videos, that is completely false. The more you post, the better it is, especially if you can maintain the quality. So we use TikTok Studio to schedule TikTok Shop posts and manage multiple accounts at once. So focus on volume consistency to test proof of concept. So focus on volume and consistency to test proof of concept and dominate your niche much faster just because you're able to test at scale. Last step is to optimize. Number 1 thing is to always track your data. When you're tracking your data, you get to see what's working and you also get to improve. So when I say tracking your data, it's just having a simple spreadsheet to have the videos that you've made. And with those videos that you've made, you're going to put a link there. You're going to put your video link and you're going to see the views, likes, engagement. With that, you're able to see over time what has worked in the past 7 days. Yes, you're probably wondering like, oh my goodness, it's such a hassle doing it every day. Yes, you have to do it this way. You can use scraping tools and APIs to do all of that, but if you don't know how, the best way is to manually encode it. It's very simple, it takes 2 minutes. All right, so doing this every day allows you to just compound that, and at the end of the week, you have to always review. Once you review, you get to see after a week's time posting 4 of the same script, 3 of this the same hooks, right? What has performed after posting it again and again multiple times, and I would double down on that. So you want to then see after 7 days what I should improve on this piece of content, because I've posted multiple times, it's done What can I do to turn that 4-figure view into 5 figures and then later on 6, 7 figures, right? So we want to always look at that. It's either the visual, it's either the hook, it's either the avatar, right? So we want to make sure we're looking at all those elements. So that's adjusting your avatar's tone, style, or messaging based on audience's reactions. So we base it off of engagement. But if it's doing good, then don't change anything, double down on it. And who knows, you might get your first viral video for your brand. And if it's not your first viral video for your brand, well, it's gonna be a ton of viral videos for your brand if you're already doing pretty good numbers, right? Because you already have proof of concept. Now you gotta just reuse that script again and again. So test and tweak to improve engagement, retention, and conversions by looking at the data and metrics. That's number one. We don't want to just do guesswork. We want to make sure that we're actually basing it off of data. We're basing it off of data, and we're able to just optimize and always improve our content because of this using AI. With all of this, we use 0 creators. We just use 100% AI, and we've done probably 200 pieces of content, or I would say 100 pieces of content in 1 month by just posting 3 times a day. So that's insane. So by posting 3 to 4 times a day, you're able to do such volume, and you didn't have to hire a single creator. And I can bet you that the performance of this video will be just as good or better than hiring a UGC creator charging you 3 to 5K per month and at less volume. So with this, it's very, very doable. But again, you would need the right infrastructure and the right people in place to make sure that this would work. So make sure you hire the right people that you can trust to do this every single day, so you have that constant flow and production. So congratulations, you just made your first viral AI creator video for your brand, and also your first viral AI campaign in general. So that's amazing. And with the power of AI, it is insane on what it can do. If this still sounds complicated, click the link below to see how we helped generate over 750K for our clients using our TikTok Velocity system, and how we can do the same for you. Because again, this is no joke. Generate revenue in a week or less just to bring in actual results using AI, which is insane to us. So again, if you're interested and you don't have the time and you need a team that can handle this, that has the right infrastructure in place, that has AI dialed in and dialed down to a T, now we can help you scale. Click the link below, see if you're qualified, and we would love to have a chat with you down below.